we were just skating around the school, and I'd never been there before, and we were just like looking at some of the stuff that was, kind of skatable. When you get to a new spot, you're all excited, and you're just gonna go like looking around, like, oh, I wonder who could do this or do that. And anyway, I skated up to that rail, the Leap of Faith, which later became the Leap of Faith. I was like, man, I know I could land on the board. I feel like I could land on my board. I don't know if I could ride away because I've never tried to jump off anything that high. And it was one of the days I tried late shove it. It wasn't thrilled at all. I late shoved over the 12-stair rail. And I thought that might happen fairly easy, but it didn't, and it beat the hell out of me. So the late shove took like an hour or something, and I couldn't do it that day. And then I came back the next weekend, and I ollied off. I did a melon off of the drop-in drop, and it was an America ad. Anyway, that day I was like, I think I can do it. I'm just going to go over there, and we're just going to go over and do it. Anyway, I pushed up to it like 5 or 10 times, and the fear was just so like, it was, so much that I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get over this. But back then, all the guys in Thrill of It All, we had this handshake. It was like a commitment handshake. And it was basically like when you were tired of like pussyfooting around and you were just going to put it all on the line, you gave your bro a handshake, and it meant there was no turning back. Like the next try, you were committing no matter what. So I remember walking down the stairs, and I gave Lopez the like commitment shake. And I was just like, well, I gave him the handshake. And then I was just like, screw it, I'm going. So I tied my shoe, threw my board down, and that was it. I went. I remember thinking like, whoa, this is way bigger than I anticipated. And then just kind of having this moment of like a little bit longer than normal of like anticipation and fear for the ground to come. So it was just one try only, and that's the way it kind of unfolded. Since it wasn't going to be a Transworld cover because I didn't make it, obviously they didn't want to put a bail on the cover. And so we thought that what better way to have a first ad for me leaving Toy Machine and being on Zero was to have like a slam. I felt like it was needing something to make the ad complete, and me and Lopez were like just hanging out, and I was like, hey, what should we call this thing? Like, what should we call this, like, ad or this gap or like whatever? And Lopez just threw it out, and he just said Leap of Faith. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's really profound, because it's kind of like I'm taking a leap of faith, because at the time Toy Machine was like, it was so sick, and it was like I was leaving one of the sickest companies to like do this budget company on my own, and I didn't really know what the hell I was doing, and that was the leap of faith. So the ad was like a metaphor as well as like naming the gap simultaneously. Again, man, I feel so thankful to just be in skateboarding and to have a place in skateboarding for 20 years. So I'm just thankful, and if anybody is saying anything I ever did was worth something to coin a phrase or have its mark, like, all you can do is just feel blessed about that, I'm thankful to be here, and I don't know. I try not to trip out on it. I just be like, wow, it's cool that you guys even care.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, sure.